Good morning, Drift fans. It's bright, early, beautiful out here for round 4 of the 2023 G-Shock Presents Formula Drift Japan here at Sportsland Sugo in the Miyagi Prefecture.
Good morning, everyone watching the live stream, and thank you for taking the time to come check us out here. We are about to kick off the top 32. And this is the middle of the season. This is the 4th round, so this is probably one of the most important ones to get back on track if you're in the championship race and also trying to pick up some extra points. But here you are, a beautiful facility here at Sportsland Sugo. They have the FD engraved in the grass that they have there, and it says Sugo underneath it, but they kind of, it's almost the same as saying like great
wow,
Sugo.
like Sugo,
yeah,
wow,
yeah.
yeah.
And right here, this is a Japanese live stream side and also commentating, and one of the judges here. To the right of the screen is Tom Saiba, is the Japanese commentator. Also next to him is the legend drift race car driver, Nobuteru Taniguchi. And next to him is also a legend drift driver, ex-champ here, and also one of the judges for Formula Drift Japan, and J2, Yoichi Mamura. So if you want to hear the live stream in Japanese, we have 2 channels. One is English, the one that you're hearing right now, obviously, and the other one is in Japanese, so you're going to have to go and find that.
It's on the Formula Drift Japan YouTube channel. Go there, you'll see it already kicked off live, ready to go. But yeah, they're out there on the PA system, so say what's up to them.
Yeah, and then also, you know, like I said, we always say, you know, if you have something to say, you can
always chime in into the chat for us.
Yeah, chat for us. We may not be able to get to it too, but right here on the screen, to the left of the screen, we've got Kenny Harris. He's our commentator for the English side. I'm Robin Ishida. I'm one of the judges, and also we'll be commentating, and I'll be going in and out because I'll be judging as well, and Kenny will be filling in. And right next to me is Sean Adriano, all the way from the U.S., here for the judging. And yeah.
And here we are, the top 5 qualifiers right here. Sitting 5th right here. Qualifying 5th yesterday with 84 points.
That's Hokuto Matsuyama from the Cusco Racing. Beautiful job, very exciting. And wow, right here, all the way from the West Coast, Kenshiro Gushi driving the Lexus IS 500 from Team Kusama with Power Vehicles. 84-point run. He is sitting in 4th in qualify. Very nice job, a lot of throttle. Qualifying 3rd is Kodai Sobagiri, car number 31 from Shibata Racing, Yokohama. 86-point run. Nice job, a lot of throttle. And as you can see, you know, some of these cars that are doing did great in the top 5 in the qualify, all on throttle a lot of angle.
Exactly, and this guy right here, he loves throwing angle, and he's ready to throw down. You got number 111, Tetsuya Hibino. He's in the new Z, in the Good Ride Motorsports Z, getting an 87-point qualifier run. Ready to see him battle it out.
And following last year's qualify, the number 1 qualifier here at Sugo, this is car number 57, Kanta from Linglong Tire Drift Team, orange, getting an 88-point run. Very beautiful job, and he got that on his first run, I think.
Yes, he did.
取れそうで取れなかったみたいなのが続いてたと思うんで、いや久々にこれを持って本当に嬉しいです。はい。前回前々回、恵比寿も富士もちょっとトラブル出てしまってシリーズ巻き返せるように、本当ここが山場かなと思ってますんで、はい、やります。
All right, so that was Kanta, the number 1 qualifier. His interview, you know, he said until now he's been kind of doing okay, but not as good as everybody thinks in qualify. But he was able to solidify a great run yesterday, being the number 1 qualifier. And then Fuji in the other rounds, he did have some kind of mechanical issues, so he wasn't able to put down what he wanted to do. But now he's able to, and he said, you know, this is like the hump of the series where it's the 4th round, and he wants to gain more points. And he knows it's an important round, so he's going to try to do whatever he can to win.
Exactly, and every time he's on top on qualify, he usually does a solid job throughout the tandem battles. But we'll see here today. It's very beautiful out. Not as sunny as it was yesterday, so track conditions could be a little different on how cool it is. And right there,
here we go. Yeah, we're going to show you the points ranking, starting from the top. First place, Minoa. Second place, Takahashi. Third place, Kohashi. Fourth place, Sobagiri. Fifth place, Kanta. Sixth place, Mad Mike Widet. 7th place Hibino, and 8th place Matsuyama. Matsuyama, you know, being the series winner from last year, the champion from last year. He's sitting in 8th right now, but he did do a good job in qualify too. So it looks like he's favoring the track as well as all the other drivers.
Exactly, and you can see how tight the points race is right now. Anything can happen, and it can change just a drop of a dime. Top 32 is big for these drivers because, you know, not making it top 16 is going to definitely affect them in these point standing.
Yeah, and this does not include yesterday's qualify points, but one thing that I have in mind here that's kind of changed this around a little bit. Mad Mike did not qualify yesterday, so he's not going to be running and driving today. He's here at the facility, but he's not going to be driving on the track today, so that's going to make a big change in the championship.
やっぱり前回の富士で予選落ちしてだいぶ順位を落としてしまって、8位って結構シリーズを考えると厳しいところにいるなっていうのは思うんですけど、もう残り3戦全部優勝するつもりで、シリーズもちゃんと取れる頑張っていきたいです。今日単走ちょっとミスもあったんですけど、自分らしい走りはできたかなと思うので、明日の追走も、去年ここで優勝しているので、明日も優勝できるように頑張ります。
All right, so that's Matsuyama's interview. He said, you know, he did not qualify at Fuji because of mechanical issues, and that hurt him in the championship. So he said he's sitting in 8th right now, and that might be kind of hard to go for the championship, but he's going to try. He's going to even try to just win all the rounds that we have. We have 3 more rounds to go, and try to get back in the series race. And for the qualify, he knew that he did mess some things up a little bit. He didn't do a perfect run that he wanted to, but he does love the way he can drive here in the tandem. He did win this round last year, so he's going to be gunning for the top spot.
Exactly, and last year he was in the GR86, so he's in a new power plant this year. You know, got a feel for it for the first few rounds, but I mean, like you said, he's still in the points race, so anything can happen. He's in the A90 Super, the Cusco one, so we'll see how he's going to do today. See if he can get that second championship here.
Yeah, so kicking off the top 32, we do have Kanta versus Fausto. That's going to be a very interesting one because I know they've probably driven a lot together before because Kanta, you know, as an employee and a worker at Ebisu Circuit, and also Fausto right near Ebisu, and his main gig that he has is, you know, he works with the Sideways Experience guys, and they're going to be... They do visit Ebisu a lot, so I'm pretty sure they encountered each other a lot. But before we get into that, the cars are all getting ready.
But yeah, just to paint a picture, if you didn't get to see the brackets that were posted up, man, it was a tight race. 75 point was the cutoff, and 88 was our highest score. So that was a very tight squeeze with what the points were and the standings were yesterday during qualifying. 45 cars yesterday qualified, but here, check this out.
Yeah,
go check out the booth.
Hot Wheel booth, and you got some snacks that they're giving away for the kids. I think
that's a very popular cookie, right?
It's pretty big. It's old school in Japan. But that's for the kids walk. So if you bring your kids out here, you can actually join them so they can walk out onto the track, get to see how the track is, get really close to the race cars. So very exciting stuff for the kids. Now we're about to start and kick off the top 32. I see the cars pulling up to the start line as well. So this is going to be...
So this is it here. This is round 4. Round 4, top 32. 2023 G-Shock presents Formula Drift Japan. Beautiful Sportsland Sugo.
To the right is the lead lane. It's Kanta driving the JZX 100 Chaser. To the left is Yukio Fausto driving the S15 Sylvia. Both packed with a 2J. Both aggressive drivers.
Kanta with the Ling Long Tire Drift Team Orange, while you got Yukio Fausto in the Side X Japan with Cylon Tire and Liberty Walk. Here he is, that aggressive body kit on. Fausto's car is the Liberty Walk one. Here he is coming around, already close. Trying to keep that close proximity, taking an inside line right there to that outer zone 1. Got to keep that close proximity all the way through. They're starting us off right, keeping nice proximity through the track, back around into this outer zone 3, which was a struggle part for the FDJ2 guys yesterday. And not bad starting us off right there.
That was a very, very good lead run by Kanta, obviously the #1 qualifier. Look at how much he kicks out the angle. A lot of style there, and he does fill the zones very, very well. He doesn't go too far off. And right here, we were talking about at the driver's meeting, going from outside zone 1 to 2. He doesn't hug the inside line. That doesn't cut off the line. Gives the chase car a good chance to tandem. And in the chase position, obviously, chasing down a car that is doing a great job as a lead run should be a lot easier for Fausto to get close towards the end. Well, let's go ahead and see the separation of the cars. Not super close all the way through the track, but fairly good enough to keep within proximity as a chase vehicle. Looks like Fausto a little bit shy on the line at the outside zone 2. Not as aggressive as Kanta's, but I would have to say overall that was a pretty good lead and a fairly well done in the chase position by Fausto.
Yeah, I got to say, Kanta probably did the best in filling the zones that we've seen in the last 2 days.
That's why he qualified first.
Exactly. That could have been, honestly, probably better than his 88-point first qualify run.
I wish everybody drove like him here.
Easier said than done. Yeah. But yeah, it looks like they're going up to the gate. So yeah, just so you know, this is a 2.3 mile course. So they got to bust a Yui at the finish, bring it back around, and get back to the start line. So there's a little bit of a delay that we have. So it gives us time to kind of chat, see what's going on in the chat room. But here they are, lined back up, ready to go. This time, Fausto is going to be a lead while Kanta is going to be in the chase. And Kanta is a very aggressive chase driver. But at the same time, Fausto likes to throw some crazy, aggressive angle. So we're going to see how Kanta is going to adjust himself to it.
Yeah, so the track layout compared to last year, it's the same. So for those of you who are questioning about, the length of the track, there you go.
Look at right there, that angle that I was talking about, leaving that 3-2-1, bringing it into outer zone 1. Kanta right there in the pocket, swinging into that outer zone 2. Let's see that switch back into this outer zone. Oh, Kanta falling off track right there through outer zone 3, getting lost in the sauce.
What just happened? Fausto laid down a crazy lead with a lot of angle, a lot of throttle. And Kanta getting mixed up in the smoke after the outside zone 2. We're going to have to look at this replay very, very carefully to see where Kanta... dude, that is very, very close to a 3-tire.
And I got to say, Fausto positioned himself very well on this track. He didn't dip tires there at outer zone 3, which Kanta, I don't know what happened. He overshot it and went out of the off the track. Let's see this bird's eye view right here. See that quick angle right there at that 2 cone, bringing it around into that outer zone 1. Nice job. Grazing that right there, outer zone 2 to outer zone 3, and then Kanta way overshot that.
That's going to be. And if you have 3 tires off, yes, it's an incomplete. If that was a 2.5 tires off, it is an incomplete, or it isn't an incomplete. But now we're going to have to compare how well did they both do in their leads. Now, lead to lead, chase to chase. Check this out on the side by side.
Huge angle
Both
by Fausto
drivers
early on.
have mistakes in the lead. Very, very minimal. But both drivers making mistakes in the chase position.
I got to say,
But
Fausto,
one of them is bigger.
yeah, Fausto has a little bit more tweak of angle through those zones.
Yes, he does.
But he told us yesterday he loves driving. He did a lot of practice runs because he was having fun because he has more power under the hood. They did a whole rebuild on the car, so he's loving the setup that he has. Because last time he said he had a boost leak, I believe.
Yeah.
The last round. So here he is making up for it. We'll see what the judges' final call is going to be. It looks like it's going to be right here. So Robbie Nishida coming up first. Going right. Adriana going right. Imura going right. So it looks like Yukio Fausto is going to be the first winner moving on to the top 16. Congratulations to him.
What just happened? The number 32 qualifier takes down the giant and the gatekeeper here at Sugo, who qualified first 2 years in a row. Kanta is knocked out. The number 1 qualifier is knocked out. This is a crazy turnout from the start. This is already exciting to me. Oh man, I wish they met a lot later in the, but this is just the way drifting works. But man, phenomenal job by Yukio Fausto, a great job by Kanta. Just a small difference there in outside zone 3, and that's pretty much what tipped over all the judges, I believe.
All right, these next 2 drivers ready to go. You got Akihiro Hanawa going in against Tomoki Tanaka. Looks like they're yeah, not sure what's going on here. He's shutting down.
Oh no.
Tanaka just shut down right there.
Yeah, it's
not Tanaka, sorry. Hanawa was shutting down.
So that was Hanawa leading in the Z4. Tanaka chasing in the JZX 100, but it looks like Hanawa, maybe he has a mechanical issue on the straightaway. He slowed down obviously on the straight, and yeah, there's something. We're gonna have to see what they have, but it might be like a drivetrain issue or something, looking at it, but
yeah.
So I think they're gonna, if it isn't, axle or something, either they're gonna have to use their competition timeout, or they're just gonna have to.
Yeah, here we are. Let's see the replay. Taking off through the chicane here, and then out of nowhere, right about here, he shuts down.
Yeah, I think he broke an axle. His right axle is probably broke.
Oh man.
The car is wobbly, one tire smoking. Either the diff is slipping or maybe axle or something. So
yeah, that's not good right now for Hanawa. That's definitely going to give an advantage to Tanaka. But we're going to have to see if this is going to be enough for his team to get the car squared away for the second part of this battle.
Yeah, I won't be able to get a hold of them because they're talking with the.
There you go, right there. Yukio Fausto's team and fans out there cheering him on. Now they spun back around to Hanawa sitting at the finish. Trying to get somewhere. It looks like he's making him drive around or possibly U-turn. I'm trying to read the sign languages like you guys are reading also. So yeah, while we wait here, so yesterday, if you weren't viewing in, so Friday we had qualify for FDJ2. So FDJ2 is the Prospect series essentially out here in Japan. It's the feeder series into the FDJ Formula Japan Pro Series. These guys right here that you're watching. And then yesterday we had, which was Saturday local here, it was we had top 16, which was a phenomenal battle to the end. You had Mikey Nakamura, he got first overall, and then you had Sho Saito right there after him, and Otomo finishing third. And right after that, we had our we had our qualify for pros. that afternoon. It was blazing hot out. We had 45 cars come out, 13 cars got knocked out, and here we are in top 32. Let's see what Robbie's got to say about what's going on.
All that, after waiting all that, they just said they're going to turn the car around and determine what they're going to do at the start line. So
just love the delays. They just want you guys to hear my voice the whole time talking about answering your guys' question.
Who wants to hear Kenny sing?
Oh,
any requests?
Whoa, we ain't going that far with it. But yeah,
yeah, so they're back, and now they are probably going to be calling a competition timeout.
Exactly. But yeah, that Z4 right there, it's VQ powered, DE, turboed. If you go to the Formula Drift Japan Instagram, they might have it posted. I posted it a few times because, you know, it's a pretty wild build to be putting that inside of a Z4, especially since, you know, out there, a lot of HR fans. I'm probably not going to sing Baby Shark. Only my kids get to hear that. But yeah, we also have an FDJ3 series, and that's the feeder series into the FDJ2, going back to what I was talking about earlier, which they'll be meeting back up with us at the next round, which is going to be at Okuibuki, which is a ski resort essentially, and they make it into like a toge setup type course. And that'll be in August. We'll have a back-to-back weekend. It'll be the pro weekend, and then right after that, it's going to be an FDJ2 and FDJ3 weekend. So if you can make it out in August, mid-August, please come out, check it out. If you're out here in the facilities, we have all the vendor booths out there. During the split between the top 32, top 16, we're going to have the FMX dirt bike riders, and looks like they're starting their 5-minute competition timeout for Hanawa's car. Checking out the rear axle right there, that left side. Takaki right there in the back right, he's actually like, this is his car, and he's actually loaning another car out. So he was a driver the previous years, and he kind of stepped aside, and now he's kind of pushing a team. He debuted this car last year at Fuji, which was the last round, last round of last year. Debuting it. Then he got Hanawa in the driver's seat this time. So we'll see here. You can see he's checking out the rear axle diff area.
I don't know. That's going to be hard to do in a like the way it looks right now. It's going to be, if it's an axle, let's say, or a side hub, it's going to be very hard because like a lot of these cars that we see in the U.S. that makes 5-minute competition timeouts, they're kind of prepped and built so that it's very easy access to get to the parts and to be able to switch it, change it. I mean, we see cars sometimes in teams that has a whole subframe with everything put together just to switch it, you know, and things like that. So I think this might be a diff change, but we'll see how this goes. But meanwhile, we have the next battle that's lined up, so we're probably going to go into that battle.
Yeah, they're going to get
a better luck for them because they're taking both. They're taking both of the axles off, so most likely it's probably going to be a diff change. Maybe the diff is slipping. And a lot of the Japanese cars, they don't run lock. They don't run full spools, so they run an LSD. And I'm just assuming right now, I'm just blabbing out of my mouth. But
no, you know better than I do for sure.
Maybe it's slipping. But if I am wrong, I'm sorry. They are doing so. Yeah, they're changing the diff. Obviously, the next one is there.
Oh yeah, and they got 5 minutes. I mean, that's some impressive mechanic skills to get that slapped out.
It looks like they have a. It looks like they have a S chassis diff, or maybe that's a 350Z diff. I don't know.
Oh, all right, well let's hope for the best for them. But till then, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next battle in the run right here. This is supposed to be the third battle right here, number 311, Naoto Suenaga in the Atlas Drift. Team Fukushima going against Daichi Mizutani in the Mizutani Motors Maryosha Racing S15. And here they are coming around. Suenaga in the lead right here, bringing it around. That's a 370Z with a facelift of a 400Z, bringing it back into this outer zone too. Nice job through that zone, switching back around. Still in the track right there. Looks like Mizutani or Daichi's falling a little behind there, getting lost.
Yeah, so it looks like Suenaga doing a clean run in the lead. And right here at outside zone 1, he gets into the zone a little later because we want the tire to the edge of the track up to the rumble strip. And the rumble strip's a buffer zone, but he does a great job at outside zone 2 and 3 here. So doesn't look like he's really trying to run away. A little bit more angle would be nice, but very clean run by the lead driver. So that should be good enough for a chase to give a good chase. Now looking at Mizutani, kind of falls behind after the initiation, cannot close the gap. He does run the similar line as a lead car, even cheating the line at outside zone 2 a little bit, but cannot reel back the lead car in.
Yeah, progressively he just kept getting more and more, pulled away from him, Suenaga was. And, Suenaga was doing his thing, filling those zones like he's supposed to. So it's not like he was running away. It was a matter of just Mizutani not able to close that proximity. And look at that, 50 seconds left. They don't even have the diff out yet. Hey, but hats off to these mechanics and these teams behind the scenes, trying to make things happen, making sure that these cars are squared, ready to go. And then obviously you get malfunctions like this.
Yeah, there's only 40 seconds left, so, and they haven't got the diff out yet. It's unfortunate, but I think they're going to have to throw it. They're probably not going to make it. I'm not trying to be negative or anything. I'm just being real or realistic.
All right, here they are. The tables are turned this time. Mizutani's going to be in the lead this time in the S15, while you have Suenaga. He's going to be in the chase. All right, they're leaving the chicane now, approaching the 3-2-1 now. And man, Suenaga loves chasing. Let's see how he's going to do here, closing that proximity, having nice proximity through that outer zone 1, bringing it around to this outer zone 2. Let's see the switch back around to the outer zone 3 here. Nice job. Looks like he played it a little safe, could have closed it a little bit more of the gap, but overall, way better proximity than previous.
Yes, I would have to say it looks like Mizutani's, now we're going to look at lead to lead, chase to chase. Now, looks like Mizutani dips a tire at outside zone 1, but he does go wide. And everything else looks pretty similar to what Suenaga did in the lead position. The only difference, or the major difference we see, is the proximity from the chase car, like you said. And Suenaga is a lot closer. But he's a lot closer, but not, I said a lot. I'm sorry, I lied. He's not a lot closer. He's closer.
More closer.
He's more closer than Mizutani was. Looking at this here, he doesn't get left after the outside zone 1, but
and he closes it more. Like from the start, Mizutani was getting pulled away.
Yeah, exactly. But like you said, it does look a little safer in the chase position. But knowing what Mizutani did when he was in the chase position, this might be good enough for Suenaga. So let's go ahead and see what the other judges have to say as well.
Yeah, you can see the lead to lead, chase to chase right here, cross comparison between the two. Not bad. Suenaga had a little bit more angle in a few of the zones, but overall, I mean, it was pretty close on the leads, and it came down to this chase. So we'll see the official call by the judges. This is a very high-tempo, high-speed track. It's uphill to outer zone 1, and then it's downhill through outer zones 2, 3, and 4. Hard to see on the elevation with the overhead, but here we are. Robbie Nishida is going to go left, and then we got Adriana going left, and Imamura, all three judges going left. So right there, Naoto Suenaga is going to get the win and move on to the top 16.
Congratulations to Suenaga. We know that his chase is very, Team Orange is all about, great proximity in the chase position. So looking forward to seeing what he's got. And Mizutani putting up a pretty good fight against Suenaga, but not good enough this time. Hopefully he can come back stronger in the next round.
Next, sitting at the line in the lead is going to be Masanori Kohashi going against Jin Horino. Kohashi's in that A90 Supra, the Linglong Tire Drift Team Orange Supra. So yeah, those girls are out there supporting a lot of cars today. And then right here you have the Good Ride Motorsports S14. We'll see how it goes for Horino. I know Kohashi's very hungry for a podium. He's currently sitting third overall in points at 189, so Kohashi needs to make it through into the top 16 to be progressively competitive for that top spot in the overall point standing. Here they are leaving the chicane now, approaching the 3-2-1. Aggressive right there on that approach, and Horino trying to keep that proximity, wavering after that 3-2-1 zone, coming around. Oh, it looks like he put himself in a bad position through outer zone 1, being inside, pinching himself off not only there, but also right there to the outer zone 4, so really bad chase run by Horino.
Yeah, so Horino, from practice and qualify, did not look like he was on his A game. Now Kohashi doing just enough as a lead driver. Looks like he's able to get in and leave outside zone 1 and to a little bit earlier and later. But he does good enough where he gets the rear of the car very close. Not all the way to the edge of the track. But like I said, you know, Kohashi,
huge straightening right there.
Probably, you know, just doing his thing as a lead driver. But at the same time, Horino in the back, I think that's going to be incomplete in the chase position with the big wavering. And even if it wasn't an incomplete, that is a very
sloppy
yeah, it was
chase.
A very sloppy chase and not even close.
Yeah,
so.
A lot of wavering and all that. So he needs to clean it up here for the lead, you know, and hope that Kohashi's going to do his thing. He's been very aggressive all season long. Like Robbie said earlier on, we're on the 4th round, so we're cresting over the hump right now. We're coming on the backside of the season. And here we are. Horino rocking the VR power under the hood, while you have Kohashi with the 2J.
Yeah, so the only thing Horino could do now is just minimal mistakes. You know, great initiation, outside line, a lot of angle, a lot of throttle.
But here he is, this time coming around 3-2-1. Looks like Kohashi's going to dive in on him right here. Not closing the proximity too much, but holding angle all the way through. Horino just kind of driving the track. It looks like he's just trying to speed through, not throwing angle through a few of those zones. So I'm not sure if he is having issues to keep the car in aggressive drift or what.
I mean, it just looks like it's gripped up a lot because he was shallowing up on the angle. Like after this, he starts taking off, and right around here, very shallow angle. And it just looks like he's just trying to get through the track as fast as he can.
Yeah, Kohashi looked pretty good in the back. See right here, you can see how much angle Kohashi has coming around that outer zone 2. Obviously no proximity because it's kind of hard whenever you're pretty much drag racing out there.
Exactly. When you're chasing a car and you're trying to give it good angle, and the lead car is just throwing angle away and just trying to drive, you know, grip racing pretty much. Yeah, that's not.
And you can see the difference in smoke too.
And you guys have to understand, this is not what we want to see. We don't want to see the lead car just try to gap the chase car. We want to see the lead car give it good angle, give the lead car a fair share to be able to do a tandem, because that's what it's about. It's tandem.
And you've said it before, we don't have a speed gun out here. This is already a fast track as is if you just run it normal with angle and everything.
Yeah.
So speed's not a factor because you're going to gain it all the way through the track. But it looks like we're going to get the results right here on the screen. Nishida going first. He's going to be going left. You got Adriana. He's going left also. So looks like all 3 judges are going to be going left. So right there, Masanori Kohashi is going to get the win and move on to the top 16.
Yeah, so Horino, honestly, this past couple rounds I've been watching him, it looks like he's way too gripped up and having a hard time controlling the car, taking it to where he wants to on the line. So hopefully he can get that figured out for the next round. Kohashi moving on will be going against another Team Orange member, Suenaga. So that's going to be a Team Orange teammate battle. That's going to be an interesting one for the top 16.
Yeah, exactly. And like you were talking about Horino, that's a new build of last year, so I don't know if he's still breaking it in or what the seat time he's getting in that car. So that's all factors that he has to play and figure out that car in the grip situation. But right there at the line,
we have Tomoki Tanaka, was supposed to go against Hanawa, but Hanawa broke his, something happened with his drivetrain, his diff, had a competition timeout, could not finish repairing the vehicle, and now it's Tanaka's bye run.
Tanaka showing that his car is ready to battle it out. He'll be going against Yukio Fausto. It'll be the first battle of the top 16.
Wow, a little short on the outside zone too, but A lot of angle, very exciting driving. So I know Tanaka's got stuff that I've seen before. As long as he doesn't make any mistakes and puts out what he can, it's going to be a good battle between Fausto and Tanaka. So,
yeah, very unfortunate for the vehicle situation with Hanawa. But like you said, this is all part of, you know, the competition right here. Anything can happen. They have amazing practices, and it all comes down to one run. We're just chilling. It's nice out. But top 16 is going to be later this afternoon, and that's when the sun came out last time to blast us.
Dude, why you got to say that?
Because I'd rather have that than the R word.
Hey, if it gets sunny and hot, it's Kenny's fault this time. Dude, man.
You know, I'm trying to keep that nice, crisp, bronze look, you know.
Yeah.
Robbie lacks in seeing the sun, so, you know, I'm trying to get him some sunlight, get that vitamin D and everything.
What? I'm kind of tan.
Yeah. All right, well, right there you can see out the line coming all the way from the West Coast. Not him right there, but that right there is Yukio Matsui sitting at the line, and he'll be going against no other than Ken Gushi, coming all the way from the West Coast, competing in FDUS, making it happen. And here he is, brand new build, brand new car for this year. Beautiful Lexus, big body right here. Probably won't see too many of these at a grassroots event, but
no, you won't. But Kenshiro Gushi, a veteran in Formula Drift USA, and also Yukio Matsui, a veteran drifter. He is also competing in the D1 series, and he's, you know, been in that series for a while. Now he's doing some of the FD Japan events.
Exactly.
And he's trying to make a mark here.
And he debuted that car last round. LS Swap BMW right there. Here they are both coming in. Newer style cars, ripping it into this outer zone 1. Gushi bringing it into this outer zone 1. Nice job there. Swinging back around. Matsui closing that proximity through outer zone 2 here. Little shallower on the line. Staying outside of that smoke stream.
Wow. So, yeah, that was a textbook lead run by Kenshiro Gushi. In the lead position, he does fill the zones a little bit, maybe getting into outside zone 1 a little late, but fills the zone, gets out to where he's supposed to, fills the zone in outside zone 2, and does the transition in a good position, does dip a tire at the outside zone 3, but very minimal. Nice angle going through the outside zone 4 area. Now, watching Yukio Matsui in the chase position, he has to shallow up on the angle to keep the proximity. Let's go ahead and check this out from the drone's view. He kind of gets gapped a little bit from the start and does not fill it. Has to cheat the line at outside zone 2 in the chase position. Angle a little bit less than Gushi in the chase position as well. So maybe it would be like a 2-car gap in between these vehicles. Now it's going to be, how is Matsui going to lead, and how well can Gushi give chase?
Exactly. Matsui, he was rocking his S13 through FDJ2 last year, brought it into the Pro Series because this car wasn't ready. He kind of shook it down a little bit last round, didn't do too hot, but here he is today, not doing too bad in that chase position.
Beautiful car right here, IS500. This is a brand new car. It's crazy that this car was in Japan and they built it at Kazama Auto. And it's a left-hand drive.
It's left-hand drive, and what is it? Dry carbon all the way around, pretty much, right?
Yeah, so they wanted to take out the weight because they were campaigning the RC chassis last year. They said everything underneath is very similar to that vehicle, but the RC had a VR in it. This time, this is the 2J. And Matsui's car, like you said, he debuted it just
last round at Fuji.
Or Ebisu. No, I'm sorry. It's 2 rounds.
Oh, okay.
He drove it at Ebisu, but yeah, he's shaking it down, not having so much time in this chassis, probably getting used to it. It's got a crazy V8 motor in it. Both the vehicles probably running like 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah, here they are. Like you said, the RC, it'll be at World Time Attack with Ken Gushi, but till then, Ken Gushi's got to beat his way right here in the chase position, bringing it around to that outer zone 1, keeping that close proximity to Matsui. Matsui filling that outer zone 2 there, switching back around. Gushi real deep in that outer zone 3, but that long chassis base, he might be safe not throwing that 3rd tire.
Now we're going to have to see if that was 3 tires off or not at the outside zone 3, but like you said, it's a long wheelbase, so he might be within. Let's go ahead and check this out. Gushi, a lot more proximity than Matsui when he was in the chase position. He does have to cheat the line a little. We're going to have to look at the drone view, I think, because we cannot see it from the tire smoke.
Yeah, he might be hovering right on that line. And it doesn't count if he has his wheel in the air, right?
Yeah, if the tire's not on the ground, yeah.
That's good. So here they are. They're checking out the drone bird's eye view here, and you can see him coming around that outer zone 2, trying to switch back. Ooh, he might be right on the line. We'll see here. The team
this we can
determine right here. Here he is coming back around. Ooh, he might be safe. But yeah, the Team Kazama Power Vehicles crew out here, rolling deep, 7 cars. Ken Gushi being the busy man, flying all over, coming out to the FDJ series and doing the stateside FDUS series. Here they are. This is another view, once again, of the bird's eye view. Yeah, it's hard. It's very close on that third tire. He might be running the line, but I don't know. It's not defined enough to see if he's actually dipping that third tire. Like we talked about, that's a big. The IS 500 is a long wheelbase. And that's the big determination that the judges are looking at. Very close with the lead runs, but the proximity, Ken Gushi had a little bit closer proximity to Matsui. Matsui right there deep into that outer zone 2. And we'll see.
So this is gonna really go up to what the judges feel about the 3 tires off at the outside zone 3. That's gonna make a big difference. And watching the rest of the track, Matsui looks like he's a lot more dynamic in the lead position, but he does dip a few tires off at outside zone 1 and 2. Now, and at 3. Now Gushi keeping it in the track, but leaving, dropping a tire at outside zone 3 in the lead position, but in the chase position, Gushi getting a lot closer, but he is a lot shallower on the line outside zone 1 and 2, and dipping 2, maybe even 3, depending on what the other judges have in mind as well. It's going to be a very close one.
Here you go. Nishida is going to be going with a one more time. Adriana right here, one more time. And there you guys go. Just like y'all were calling it, one more time battle between these two, because it's not defined enough to just call it.
So I think what happened was the chase position, Gushi going 3 tires off. That wasn't a 3 tire. We all thought, or I thought, and the other judges probably had that in mind as well. He was on the line. And, you know, to be honest, it's something that we cannot determine either by eye. And that was very, very close. So what I just explained as well about the chase position, where Gushi having to sacrifice line or the line to get closer to the lead car, but also dipping multiple tires off on the track. Very closer, but not a clean chase. Now in the lead position, both the drivers making very, very small mistakes against each other. Matsui not being as close. Overall, it's just going to be a one more time.
So we'll see these.
We're, like I said earlier, I'm trying to avoid one more time.
I hear you on that. So next up, sitting at the line, it's going to be Kazumi Takahashi going against Ryo Okabe.
All right, so this is going to be a good one because Takahashi currently 2nd place in the series. He wants to move on for sure. And Okabe, he's just out here to take out whatever that's going to come in front of him.
Exactly. Takahashi right here. Oh, looks like Okabe had a huge disruption there, bringing it around. Takahashi doing his thing around the track. So he won last event, round 3 at Fuji. He took 1st overall. He's trying to, conquer it again here, getting higher in the point standing, or top of the point standing, because like he said, you're sitting in 2nd with a 205. But yeah, you can see he was unable to keep it in drift all the way out to the outer zone 1, shut it down. And we'll find out if his car's good or not. He's still rolling to the finish. And yeah, you can see right here, Takahashi filling that outer zone 1, that outer zone 2, flicking it back around, staying in the track right there through the outer zone 3, and grazing the outer zone 4 to the finish. Here's that chase footage, gives you a real indication, real understanding of where they're positioning themselves in the zones. Little shallow through that outer zone 3, a strong finish. Okabe not looking good right now.
No, it's not looking good for Okabe.
But we've already seen it before from top 16 yesterday with FDJ2. Things changed in a quick instance where it came down to just the lead runs.
Yes, it was, and it was like down to the smaller mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if they're both a good run, it's easier to make a decision, I think, because we just have to look for the smaller mistakes. Now, when both runs are not so good, that's the hardest one, because it's like they're both making so many mistakes that it's like, I mean, you know.
Robbie doesn't want to see it one more time.
Yeah, I don't want to see it one more time out of it. So it's like, hey, play just, you know, rock, paper, scissors.
Exactly. That's
Flip
more
a coin.
interesting. Yeah, there you go.
That's my honest opinion, but that's not how we're going to do it.
But we ran into that multiple times during the FDJ2 round yesterday. And like I said before, if you didn't see it, you can go tune into it. But looks like Robbie's going to get some word on what is going on with Okabe, because you could see he shut down after the 3-2-1.
So it looks like Okabe is calling a competition timeout. So he's going back to the pits. And, you know, I don't know how much maintenance all these cars get. And I know when I was running a program, it was very hard because in the middle of the season, a lot of the things on the car starts to, you know, show a little bit of wear and tear unless you're on it all the time and replacing all the parts all the time. So, it's funny. The last event usually has a lot of car issues because the car has driven already 5 rounds and some of the cars don't get serviced as much.
Yeah.
And towards the end of the rounds or the series, some of the cars like start to, you know, fall apart.
Yeah, the evolution of this series, though, I've seen a lot of teams, though, you do a pretty heavy breakdown halfway through the season to get the car back up to par. Because like you said, the wear and tear that they're doing beating up these cars, these high horsepower cars at that, once you get to that higher horsepower, the reliability rate kind of dwindles.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to get that horsepower nowadays compared to how it used to be a long time ago. But also, it's hard to keep that power going, and maintaining it is very, very hard. So we'll see what's going on with Okabe's car. And meanwhile, we have the burnout box here. We have Mono in the 1 Via, and we have last year's champion, Matsuyama, currently 8th in position. And Matsuyama qualifying 5th and Mono qualifying 28th. Now, remembering yesterday's qualify that Mono did, it looks like his car isn't suiting the high horsepower, these big tracks, so he pretty much could do only what he could do. And that might be a lot easier for a chase car. But at the same time, if he's not picking up a lot of speed, that might be harder for a very gripped up faster car to chase as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how Matsuyama is going to adapt. And you never know, Mono could be, you know, maybe he might have found a way to better his lead run because he is a 28th qualifier. So that's kind of on the, you know, bottom half of the qualifying position. So either he was making mistakes or something. Maybe he found something where in his lead he could do a good job as well. So it's going to be interesting to see these two drivers go head-to-head.
So we'll see here, like Robbie was saying, the Cusco Racing A90 Super is going to be leading the way right here while you have the Vittor tire with Chari boy Shuichi Mono in chase in the 1 Via. Let's see them roll. Masuyama, champ for last year. Look at that angle right there early on in the start by Masuyama, carrying it through the outer zone 2. A little waiver after that outer zone 1. And like Robbie is saying, looks like Mono's maxing it out, trying to make it work in that chase. But Matsuyama pulling away.
Yeah, so that was a very dynamic initiation by Matsuyama, but also a mistake and I think he overdid it, and he pretty much played it off after outside zone 1, where he had to adjust his angle a lot, dipping 2 tires at the outside zone 2, and keeps it within the track at outside zone 3, but kind of a sloppy lead run. Very exciting to see.
Exactly.
I agree with that, but being technical, not the cleanest lead run by Matsuyama. So here's a chance for Mono, not being able to stay within proximity, being about 5-6 car difference, length behind, getting gapped more after the outside zone 1. I'm not going to blame that on the chase car because Matsuyama shallowed up on the angle and kind of lunged forward. So
yeah, after outer zone 1 right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that huge waiver by him, yeah, it was an aggressive flick that he had at the 3-2-1 for initiation, but unfortunately that might have, might have ruined it for him. We'll see here. Mono's got to throw down a solid lead run.
And you saw the gap that was created by these 2 drivers. Now, Matsuyama's going to have to make sure he stays within proximity, cannot give him too much space, make sure he maintains and mimics Mono in the lead position. And here's a chance for Mono. Just has to try to lay down a good line, a lot of angle, a lot of throttle.
All right, looks like they're about to get the go-ahead here, start the second half of this battle. Shuichi Mano's in the lead. Hokuto Matsuyama is going to be in the chase.
Look at the lead and there's a top on the bottom.
It's close enough, chase. There you are, coming around. Mono taking a little bit of angle out right there, coming in. Oh my goodness, right there, throwing himself out right there. Not sure what happened. You can see how he took angle out and then just shot past that outer zone 1. Not sure if his spotter was in his ear telling him, hey, you might have a little bit of advantage here. And, unfortunately, right there, you could see it.
Yeah, so
4 tires off.
That was it. It was a make it or break it, and he broke it. It was 4 tires off, actually, at outside zone 1.
Yeah.
So that's an automatic incomplete. And right there at the beginning, that's an incomplete for the lead car, and that's it for Mono, because once the lead car incompletes, that's the end of that run. And everything after that doesn't really matter, so...
Very unfortunate. Like we said, anything can happen, and you see right there, he had a little bit of an advantage, but unfortunately, overshooting that outer zone 1, completely being off, set him up for failure. Here we are, Nishida's making it. This is going to be the official right here by all 3 judges. You're going to have Hokuto Matsuyama getting the win and moving on to the top 16.
All right, so Matsuyama trying to regain his points in the championship, moves on to the top 16. And who will he go against after this?
There's the Cusco Racing girls cheering on their drivers.
That is not around yet.
No, that's him right there.
No, for Matsuyama. I thought they were here for the next. But yeah, Mono also, he's like a privateer team out here. So, giving it a good fight, hopefully he can clean up his runs in the lead for the next round.
And especially the next round. He definitely performs very well at Okuibuki.
I think he podiumed there before.
He did, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think he did. So, yeah, that's going to be his favorite track. So, hopefully, we'll see big things from him for the next round.
Exactly. We're right now waiting on the next 2 drivers to pull up. Looks like one of them's pulling up right now. It looks like it's...
it looks like it's going to be Takahashi's by run because I don't see Okabe leaving the pits. And, did not make his competition timeout. So this is going to be a very easy win for Takahashi, too.
And I was saying before, Takahashi took first at Fuji. He's second overall in points. So this is definitely good for him moving into the top 16, progressing his point standing.
Yeah, and we still don't know who Takahashi is going to be going against because we still have Gushi and Matsui there one more time.
And that's not going to be an easy battle to face.
No, it's not. So Takahashi's going to go ahead and do his by run.
Here we are, Takahashi in the TMS Racing with Team Cylon Tires, BMW E92. Bringing it around right here. It's VR now, right? Because it was GR last year, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's a VR.
Swapping it out here. His teammate, Yamashita, has the same color, same looking car, 2J powered.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to break to you the bad news. That was an incomplete by Takahashi. No, just kidding. That was 3 tires off now.
Yo, you had a serious face, so I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Now it's a bye run, so it doesn't really matter. As long as the bye run, in St. Louis, we had an interesting situation where Gushi bowed out. Ryan Turk got to right before he got to the line, he had to call a competition timeout, and he did not make it. Now, both of the teams got the points for top 16, making it there, but none of them moved on and didn't get the win point because if one car is not at the line, the other car has to show that at least it has enough, could be able to drive, capable of driving the track under its own power. And Ryan wasn't able to do that, so both of the vehicles got the top 16 points but did not move on.
Oh.
So Takahashi doing the bye run right now because unfortunately Okabe, another young driver, could not get his car situated within the competition timeout that we have, the 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for Okabe to move on, but I gotta say Takahashi did throw down a pretty decent run on his first. He could have been a little deeper on the outer zone 3 for his lead run, but here he is moving on. Second in points, I said it multiple times, 205 is what he's sitting at, and right now the points leader is actually sitting at 212, so 7-point difference, and this isn't even counting yesterday's qualified points.
Yeah, and we see Kohashi also moving on, and I think the only driver that's not in the mix from the top 8 is Mad Mike Widet. Unfortunately, did not qualify yesterday here, so he has a lot of catching up to do in the next 2 rounds.
He really does, he really does. And right there, you can see all the fans out here. And if you are tuning into us here live in the fan area, there's right behind them, we're going to have FMX in the halfway point between 32 and 16. And you got all the vendor booths out there. We'll announce the vendors, all the vendors that are out here. You got Hot Wheels out there having a little shoot for the kids. You got a little car show, a little mini car show going on over there too. And there's some good food inside the...
Where's the car show?
In the far, far back. It's maybe like 6 cars.
Man, we could go check out some cars later. Yeah.
And then also they got a spectator section by the helipad too. Not sure how you get there.
You look at all these kids here. They're like, man, I'm gonna come over here and get my hot. I'm gonna get
my Hot Wheels, my cookies.
I'm gonna get me my cookies, my biscuits. Where's my biscuits? Where's my Hot Wheels? So yeah, there's a. All right, guys, give me a comment on how Kenny's eyebrows look.
Oh my goodness, we back on the eyebrow business? I thought we handled that last round. I'm getting memes right now sent to Sean over there. But yeah, those of you tuning into us all around the world, thank y'all. Y'all have been the grace to us. We are the ones that try to, entertain y'all. That's what we're here for. So that's why if there's a 15-second delay in the chat, we try to say as much as we can. We read as much as we can. A lot going on between the track conditions, what's going on the track, what's on Robbie's mind, and then what's going on in the chat itself. So I try to chime in and see what's going on. It's hard to do shout-outs here and there because if I did, then Robbie would get mad because I give love to too many people. And he wants all my love.
It's not that we don't want to give love to too many people. We can't just sit here and
just the whole time.
Just do the whole shout out the whole time. Yo, shout out to blah blah blah.
No,
shout
but
out
hey,
to so and so. Shout out so and so. But shout out to the FT USA
皆
guys.
さんこんにちは。今幸男選手のピットに来ています。幸男選手、予選第1位上位常連組のカンタ選手を打ち破ってジャイアントキリングとなりましたが、ご自身的にはいかがでしたか？
めちゃくちゃ嬉しいです。本当にね、昨日単走あまりうまくいってなくて、でカンタさんはもううまい、もうみんな知ってるから。もうベスト30人で戦いするのはもちろん大変なんですけど、自分はもうファイナルの勢いでいて勝ちました。本当にありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。この後の意気込みはどうですか？調子は十分にいいですか？
そうですね、明日奥さんの誕生日なんで、とりあえず今日は優勝してトロフィー奥さんに渡したいと思います。
Oh my god, congratulations! しかも皆さん見てください、幸男選手ユニフォームが新しくなったんですけど、ちょっと聞いてみたらこっち側がブラジル、こっち側が日本をイメージしているということで、すごいもうブラジルを代表してね、日本と架け橋になっているということで応援しています。最後にじゃあブラジルの皆さんたくさん見てますので、ポルトガル語でも大丈夫なのでメッセージお願いします。
Aí para vocês aí que estão no Brasil, quero agradecer de coração que vocês sempre estão aí, né, com a família ou sem a família, sempre dirigindo, ou qualquer lugar, vocês estão aí no telefone acompanhando a gente. O horário é muito ruim, sempre é final de semana, então quero agradecer de coração a cada um de vocês aí. Muito obrigado e vamos chegar até a final, que o Brasil vai estar lá hoje.
Alright, thank you so much. Yukio 選手のピットからでした。Back to you guys.
I love his interview when he comes out in Brazil.
Yeah.
I may not understand it, but
in
hey.
Portuguese. So
Portuguese.
The first half, you know, something happened to the audio, so we didn't hear it. But then he was saying, you know, it's his wife's birthday tomorrow, so he wants to give her a trophy for her birthday. So that's pretty cool. And he said, you know, the uniform is half Brazilian flag, half Japan. That's the image that he had. And he's like pretty much the bridge, being in between, you know, drifting in between these two countries. So,
and I gotta say, from day one when I started doing this gig, he's been probably one of the big fan favorites in the chat. I see Brazilian flags flying left and right, and then out here we have a huge crowd of his fans coming out. Yeah, supporters.
But you know his interview. What he said in Portuguese, I don't know. So,
but I like his swag though. He came out with a new
uniform.
Cool. Yeah, sounded cool, but he looks cool too though. Yep. But let's see these two right here. One more time battle between these two. Ken Gushi in the lead right here. Yukio Matsui in the chase, coming back around. Matsui trying to close that proximity from the last run that he had. This is a one more time battle between these two drivers. Look at that right there. Ken Gushi doing his thing, dipping two tires right there a little bit, but looks like Matsui took a shorter line in that outer zone 3.
It looks like Matsui getting it a little tighter in proximity than the first battle, but at the same time, he does make a huge mistake at outside zone 2. Gushi looks like he does pretty much the same thing as his lead that he did earlier. Does dip two tires at the outside zone 3, but at the same time, you can see right when he dips the tires, Matsui is very shallower on the line at outside zone 3. So that's going to be something that we're going to have to look closely after this when they switch. The next one is going to be Matsui leading and Ken Gushi giving chase.
And here's that bird's eye view coming around the outer zone 2. Yeah, Gushi got a little deep there, but looks like Matsui, he didn't even get out to the zone.
Yeah,
he wasn't even trying to mimic.
I really understand why, too, because 3 is really hard in the chase position. To position yourself is very narrow. You don't want to end up like going 3 tires off or even more at the outside zone 3 if you get carried away when you're just chasing the chase car. And when you're only looking at the chase car, you can kind of get it, you know, all mixed up in the smoke and not being able to locate yourself on the track. So I totally get why he did that, but that's not what we want to see in the chase position either. So now we're going to have to see what's going to happen between these two drivers. Matsui is going to be leading in his 3-event old car, and Gushi is going to be giving chase in his 4-event old car.
2 new cars.
They're both new cars this season.
But yeah, Matsui's car, V8 powered, the only V8 car we have out here. Which is cool to us. I know it's a lot of people in the US run V8s, I understand that. But the accessibility for them to get it out here is a little bit harder, so you don't see too many. And here he is coming around, huge angle, dipping a tire right there. Look at that right there. Gushi leaving that close proximity into the outer zone 1, bringing it back around here, cleaning up that outer zone 3 by Gushi. Nice job ripping back around, but looks like the fluidity of the lead car was kind of here and there.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check out the replay here. It looks like the proximity game, it looks like Gushi does a better job, but 2 tires off by Matsui at outside zone 1. Kind of wavers going outside zone 1 to 2. 2 tires off in the lead position outside zone 3. 2 tires off at the outside zone 2 and 3. So I would have to say that's a lot of tires off in the lead position. And I know he was trying to throw down a lot of angle, very dynamic. I like the way he had, there was a lot of swag in the run, but at the same time, that was a little too off in the lead position where he attacks, goes off a little bit too early at outside zone 1, then he had to cut in a little short at outside zone 1 to 2 in the inside area. Now Gushi coming a little short, being a little similar to Matsui in the chase position, but we're going to have to calculate what happened. going off a little bit too early at outside zone 1, kind of messing up the line and angle going to outside zone 1 to 2 in the lead position for Matsui is going to probably hurt him here.
Yeah, we'll see what the determinations for the rest of the judges are. Good explanation by Robbie. And it looks like the results are going to be coming up here shortly. And there we are. Nishida is going to be going left. You have Adriana going left. And there we are. All 3 judges are going to be going left. So right there, Kenshiro Gushi is going to get the win.
Great job by Gushi. That was a hard-fought battle going against the veteran Matsui. And Matsui trying to figure out the car. Very dynamic run, but small mistakes here and there. If he could tighten up, he's going to be he has a serious weapon. And a great driver behind the wheel. So looking forward to big things for the rest of the season for him.
All right, here we are. Next battle up at the line. You have Wataru Masuyama going against Yuto Komatsu.
So Komatsu is a fabricator, and he actually rents shop from my shop. So I know him very well, but he built his own car. This other vehicle that Masuyama is driving was built, the GR Yaris was built for somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
And Good Ride purchased it from them, and now Masuyama's driving it. So basically, he built both of the cars.
Exactly. So we'll see how it is. Masuyama's been killing it in this GR Yaris. Here he is coming around to this outer zone 1. Nice job. It looks like Komatsu's keeping decent proximity throughout this track, filling that outer zone 1 and 2 here, flicking it back around real deep in that outer zone 3. But man, Masuyama pulling a little bit away after that outer zone 3.
Yeah, it looks like Komatsu kind of getting left on the straight, trying to play catch up, a little bit of wavering going to the outside zone 1. Masuyama, great job in the lead, good enough angle, dipping a tire or two. I'm sorry, probably like a little bit over a tire in the zones. Not too bad on the line. He does fill the zones very well and a lot of throttle, but right behind him, Komatsu shallowing up on the line, shallowing up on the angle just to keep the proximity. It looks like he got a little lost in the sauce going towards the outside zone 2 because there's a lot of smoke from right here and kind of not taking the outside zone 3 as wide or as long.
Outside zone 4
yeah,
too.
then he kind of shoots in from the outside zone 2 to 3 area. So the lead was a good lead. Chase, multiple mistakes made by Komatsu. So let's see what Masuyama has when he's in the chase position and see what Komatsu's got in the lead.
Very clean car, both cars there.
Yeah, beautiful cars.
But yeah, like you said, the proximity was good from the start, but yeah, he lacked in it the rest of the time. It looks like he was overcompensating to try to get that close proximity, but he wasn't getting it. So he kind of compensated his zone area.
So when you look at this battle right now and moving forward too, looking at the battles, I think the straight and the initiation is very important. You can't just be super close at initiation and get left after that. You have to have a good pace going into the initiation. And being able to maybe even get on throttle before the lead car is, so you're right in the pocket and you're going to be where you want to be at.
Yeah.
But after that, rest of the track is like, a full throttle track. So it's going to be really, really hard for the chase car to not sacrifice anything in catch up. They would have to sacrifice the angle or the line just to get closer.
All right, this time around, we're going to see how Masuyama's going to adjust himself to Komatsu's lead run. Here Komatsu comes up to this 3-2-1 here. Coming into the outer zone 1, real shallow on that outer zone 1, but looks like Masuyama's not closing that proximity right now. He needs to close a little bit more here into this outer zone 3 to outer zone 4. It looks like he kept a safe distance from Komatsu throughout the track.
All right, so now they're just making it harder for us because Komatsu does a fairly good job in the lead position, almost doing something similar to Masuyama. Now going into outside zone 1 a little later. A little bit of wavering coming out of outside zone 3, but at the same time, Masuyama not closing the gap. And I'm going to have to see the drone footage to see where Masuyama is as the chase car to see what kind of line he is running.
Yeah, Masuyama had a little bit of an advantage. He had an advantage there, especially not being able to fill that zone, but he definitely left it to the judges, leaving that huge gap between Komatsu. Komatsu not making really any mistakes through his run in the lead, getting out to those zones and making it happen. Here's the side-by-side view, lead to lead, chase to chase. And you can see how Masuyama in the lead. He dipped a tire at outer zone 2 and outer zone 3. And we'll see it one more time. Bringing it back around right here. That second rumble strip on outer zone 2, that's actually dipping tires right there. Bringing it back around the edge of the track is the zone for outer zone 3.
Now I'm looking at the mistakes Komatsu is making in his proximity. He gets closer after outside zone 1. But after that, he takes a lot of a shallower line. So pretty much he's not so much closer, but at the same time, man, this is tough.
This right here, it's the last battle on the left side of the bracket. Who's going to be going against Hokuto Masuyama in the top 16? It comes down to this, determining on whether or not it's going to be a one more time, or do we have a defined winner here in this battle? After that, we'll be moving on to the right side of the bracket. 8 more battles to go to determine who our top 16 qualifier drivers are going to be. Beautifully built cars, the Good Ride Motorsports car right there on the left. Here you go, Nishida. Is he going to go left or right? He's going one more time. Adriana's going one more time. So it looks like we're going to see a one more time battle between these two.
All right, so this is what I was talking about earlier about giving this a one more time. This is not what we want to see. The cars need to, you got to step it up. I mean, you got to get closer. Masuyama taking it way too safe. Komatsu maybe trying to do a little bit more than what Masuyama was doing, but making multiple mistakes. This is not something that we want to see again. This is not a battle that we want to see one more time. We want to see, you know, a closer tandem. So hopefully these two drivers could put together something. And, you know, I know they're trying, but just to say, you know, watching the other battles that we saw, like Kanta and... Oh, wow, what happened here? Oh, I guess it's going to be a buy run by Hibino.
Looks like Takumi Sato isn't able to make it to the line. This is supposed to be a battle between, we're on the right side now, the first battle right here, the number 2 qualifier, Tetsuya Hibino, throwing that angle all the way through in this track.
He didn't make it to outside zone 4, but it looked cool.
Yeah, and he's in the Good Ride Motorsports brand new Z. He was supposed to be going against Takumi Sato in the JZX 100, the Team Kazama with Power Vehicles car, but unfortunately he didn't make it to the line. Not sure what is going on. But Hibino did his thing, threw down a run.
And he moves on. Yeah, so that was like a surprise attack. We were talking about something else. All of a sudden, Hibino started going. It's like, whoa, 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 what's going on? But it was a buy run by Hibino. Unfortunately, all the way from Hokkaido, Takumi Sato in his JZX 100. I think maybe there's some kind of mechanical issues or something. Yeah. He is not making it, and that was it for the weekend. So Hibino, you know, throwing down a cool run.
All about throwing angle.
Yeah, there was a lot of angle. It didn't reach outside zone 4, so I do not want him to do that for the competition. But you know what? It's a buy run, so it looked cool.
So coming up to the line, or sitting at the line now, you got number 212, Yutaro Oe going against Kazuhiro Kubo.
And lately, Kubo, I haven't seen the flair that we used to see in him. So hopefully he could find his mojo.
Exactly. Last year, Kubo was in the same vehicle, but different livery. It was like a red and white livery going on. Changed it up this year.
And we got the young driver, Oe, driving his father, which is an XFD Japan driver, Fujinaka.
This was his car last year, but here he is leading the way right here, filling that outer zone run right there. Approaching the outer zone 2, Kubo trying to close that proximity. You can hear the whole time, no throttle, letting go. Kubo washing out a little bit right there in the outer zone 3 and straightening.
Kubo's kind of going everywhere.
All over the place.
And you know, that was a lot of tires off by Oe, but at the same time, there was a lot of angle at outside zone 2 that he was pouring on, so that was pretty awesome in the lead position. Now, Kubo, it looks like he got a little too close after the outside zone 2. Didn't make it to the outside zone 2 area. Did a transition in a wrong position, more than 3 tires off at outside zone 3. That's going to be an incomplete in the chase position by Oe.
I think you meant to say Kubo, but same difference. But here we are. Kubo this time is going to be in the lead. They're coming around the track right now, resetting it.
Yeah.
Track workers, hats off to the track workers.
So we got, like there's not a whole lot of rotaries in the drifting world right now, but Oe is probably one of the only ones that are here today because Mad Mike Widet is in his 4-rotor twin turbo FD, but he wasn't able to qualify yesterday, so he's not here
he just
for the main day. He just missed qualifying, but yeah, rotaries, sounds good. There's a lot of rotary fans, and this is a 3-rotor. I believe that Oe is driving, and he's making it look really good.
Yeah, I love the sound of the rotary. It screams, but unfortunately, I am, not educated enough to be a rotary fan, rotary owner.
I think it's cool. I like the way it sounds. It sounds awesome. But yes, I'd never touched one, and I'm scared.
But I love, man, NA rotaries, those things scream.
Those are dope.
But hey, maybe I'll dabble into one day. So we'll see. But here we are. Till then, we're going to see them battle it out right here. Oe right here in the chase has to make it happen. Kubo in the lead, coming around into that outer zone 1. Looks like Oe is closing that proximity through that outer zone 1 into this outer zone 2, stepping it up, swinging it back around. Love that proximity into that outer zone 3 there to the finish.
Kubo incompleted, and Oe didn't even have to push it that much, but he did a good job in the chase position. This is what we want to see. We don't want to see anything safe. Take that risk, and you will be rewarded.
Exactly.
We don't even have to, it's not official, but I already know who won on this one.
Yeah, Oe has been doing a phenomenal job in this vehicle this year. Last year he was in an S14, stepping up to this rotary, filling the shoes of his father. And I got to say, this is his car now. The way he's been operating the last 3 rounds, he's been doing a phenomenal job. And I think it's just going to continue for him. Okay, let's see the replay again. Here's Kubo's lead right here. Coming around, Oe in the chase. Here's the side-by-side view, lead to lead, chase to chase between these two. Oe leading on the left, Kubo on the right. Ooh. And you can see Kubo making the huge mistake in the finish. Oe was a little deep in his lead run for outer zones 2 and 3. But here we are. Let's get the official. Nishida is going to be going left. Adriana is going left. And Imamura is going to be going with, there you go. Yutaro Oe is going to get the win and move on to the top 16. And he'll be battling it out with Tetsuya Hibino. That'll be the first battle on the right side of the bracket for the top 16. And here we are. We'll be moving along. Next battle on the right side. It's going to be going against number 61. He's sitting on the right side right there. Mao Yamanaka going against number 100, 4-time champ, Andrew Gray. Gray is in his JZX 100 Mark II, while Yamanaka's in the brand new A90 Super. Yamanaka, he was a first ever FDJ 2 champ, moving on to the Pro Series last year. And here he is in his new car this year, halfway through the season, getting under steam. Look at that, Gray right there, trying to give him a love tap on the rear right, coming around into this outer zone 2 right here. Gray keeping that pressure on him all the way through the track. Looks like he gave him a little bit right there and put himself in a bad position right there through outer zone 3 and 4.
What's up with Yamanaka in the lead?
Wavering. We'll see right here.
I think it was almost like he's losing power right there. Like, didn't make outside zone 1 at all. That's a very bad line. So now that's going to affect the chase driver.
Pinching him off right there, yeah. Yeah, it looks like he let Gray was aggressive right there, and then out of nowhere, it looks like Yamanaka started getting back on it after that outer zone 3. Yeah, and then right after this, it looks like Yamanaka like somehow turned it up and kind of pulled away. But like Robbie said, not the cleanest run at all. Look at this.
Yeah, like that's not, I mean, that's almost an unchaseable lead, but we're not going to count that. So the mistakes that are being made on the track in the chase position because of the lead, we're not going to put that on the chase, obviously, because very, I don't know, Yamanaka, very shallow angle, very shallow line at outside zone 1. Like literally, if that was a line and angle score, I would have probably gave him a 3 or a 4 for angle at outside zone 1, and the line score would have probably been like a 2, maybe even a 1, because he was nowhere near the outside zone. So, and yeah, it looks like they're going back to the start line. I'm not sure if there's a problem with the car or maybe a mistake. Maybe he was in the wrong gear.
Yeah, possibly, but we'll see here. This time, Gray is going to be in the lead. Yamanaka is going to be in the chase. Gray with the Team Kazama with power vehicles, JZX 100, while Yamanaka's in that 890 Good Ride Supra. And here they are coming around. Ooh, Yamanaka kicking it real hard out there in that chase. Gray a little shallow in the outer zone 1, but making it happen here in the outer zone 2, flicking it back around. Look at the smoke trail, giving Yamanaka a hard time in that chase. Nice job there. It looks like he...
Yeah, Gray threw a little bit too much angle at the outside zone 3 area, but and doesn't fill outside zone 4. Now looking at Yamanaka in the chase position, he's kind of everywhere at outside zone 1. It doesn't look like the Yamanaka that we know. And I don't know if it's some kind of problem with the car. Now, Andrew Gray not filling outside zone 4, that's not good either. But that's towards the end of the track. And everything before that, we will obviously evaluate the outside zone 4 area too. But looks like there's a lot more mistakes that we see before the track.
So there's that overview coming around. Looks like we got a determination between these two drivers here. Nishida is going to be going right. Adriana going right. And let's see Imamura going right. Going right as well. There we are. Andrew Gray is going to get the win. He's going to be moving on to the top 16.
Man, I don't know what happened with Yamanaka, but at the initiation in his chase and his lead position, he was making multiple mistakes. And it didn't look like the Yamanaka that we usually know. Hopefully it's some kind of issue on his vehicle where he can work that out before the next round. And congratulations to Andrew Gray moving on to the top 16. Now we're going to see these two drivers battle out. Who is going to go against the ex-champ, ex-4-time Formula Japan champion Andrew Gray? Is it going to be Koichi Yamashita or Takatoshi Imamaeda?
So here we are. Yamashita, new car for him. He's usually in a JZX, but hey, he still has that 2J power plant under the hood. Here he is approaching the 3-2-1 in the lead. Imamaeda has been very aggressive all year long, coming around in the chase. Right there, nice proximity through that outer zone 1, bringing it into this outer zone 2 here. Getting into the zone, dipping 2 tires by the lead, but the chase not phased by it, coming all the way around through the finish. Nice aggression and pressure all the way through by Imamaeda.
Both drivers, Yamashita doing a great job in the lead, and also Imamaeda in the chase position, not giving him too much space, and also matching the line and the angle following the chase car. I think he did a good job. A little shallow on the line at outside zone 2, but overall keeping the pressure on the lead car. Now the lead vehicle, Yamashita laying down a good run as well. So this is one of those battles that we're going to see. Very, very hard to determine who has an advantage here, because we're going to go on to Imamaeda leading next and Yamashita giving chase. How well can they do that?
Look at that. You could see that. Getting right back on him in that outer zone 4 to the finish. Let's see this drone chase footage. Just, there you go. Right in that pocket from the smoke show. And yeah, that transition definitely is hard for these drivers because they're crossing paths with the smoke of the tires. But Here they are making their way back to the start line to start the second half of this battle. If you're just joining in, you can go ahead and click the top link right there. It gives you the bracket on what's going on, what's happening, where we're at on the bracket. This is the fourth battle on the right side of the bracket right here. The second half of it, Takatoshi Imamaida. He's in that 5X tire, Navigate. S14. You got Masha right there in his BMW E92 rolling up right here in the chase position. Bringing it into this outer zone 1 here. Imamaida dipping a tire a little bit right there. Yamashita trying to keep that close proximity like Imamaida did, bringing it back around through outer zone 2. Nice job through outer zone 3 in that lead position, filling outer zone 4 for a strong finish.
Imamaida doing a great job in the lead position as well. And looking at Yamashita, very similar to where Imamaida is, but it looks like Yamashita's cheating the line a little bit more on the, in the chase position where he doesn't take it all the way to the outside zone 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and check out the drone footage as well. Great job by both drivers. Now this is what we want to see.
Yeah, they kept it neck and neck all the way through. But we'll see. Let's see if we can see this side-by-side view between these two drivers. The lead to lead, chase to chase, cross comparison. You can see, look at that proximity right there. Imamaida might have had a little advantage on the proximity when he was in the chase. Didn't cheat the line. You can see right there. Looks like he cheated the line. Yamashita cheated the line possibly a little bit on that outer zone 4 into the finish. Here they are bringing it back around. Both positioning their cars. It looks like Imamaida was a little better in the lead right there through outer zone 3, not dipping a tire.
Yep. So now we're going to see tire dips, chase car positioning. Overall, what do you guys think?
We'll see. Another replay right here, just an over and over replay, trying to make sure they make the right call. A little bit of a waiver on the right side in the chase by Yamashita.
Yeah, so look at how many of the mistakes that you see with tire drops and the chase car positioning. And that's what we're going to have to determine.
So let's see, did the S14, black S14 win, or was it the green BMW?
It's a Yamashita. Yamashita is two-time FD Japan champion, so
we'll see here. Looks like I'm getting a little bit of back and forth. Getting a termination right here. S14 looks like a lot of people are saying that. Just waiting on the final call or the casting of the final vote for these two drivers. And this right here is the fourth battle on the right-hand side of the bracket. We are left with four more battles and one more time from the left side. And here we are. Let's see the determination between these two. Who's going to be moving on to the top 16? And here we are. Nishida is going to be going right. Adriana is going right. And then Imamura. So right here, Takatoshi Imamaida is going to get the win.
Imamaida taking out Yamashita, the two-time FD Japan champion. And it was a very, very hard call, but we did have to go back and forth with how many mistakes these drivers did. Both of the lead runs were very good, but Yamashita dipping 2 tires off at the outside zone 3 area. Now Imamaida barely dipping a tire off at outside zone 1. Very good. Now looking at the proximity, it looked like Imamaida a little bit more closer in the chase position, but also not having to cheat the line Yamashita had to cheat the line at outside zone 1 area. And yeah, we just have to go back and forth. And we came up with Imamaida taking the win. But man, Yamashita putting up a good fight against Imamaida. Hopefully he can come back stronger next round.
And speaking of back and forth, we're going back to these two drivers right here. Wataru Masuyama is going to be in the lead going against Yuta Komatsu. The one more time battle between these two. And let's see if we can get a solid, determined victory or victor here in this battle. All right, just waiting for the go-ahead. So far, it's been a beautiful day. We've had 4 more battles, new battles coming up on the right side of the bracket. We're at the last battle on the left side, trying to determine who's going to be moving on, battling it out against Hokuto Masuyama in the top 16. Will it be Komatsu or will it be Masuyama?
Yeah, this was a one more time that was more of the. I know we want to see good one more time, but hopefully both the drivers can get closer and clean up their chase run.
Here they are coming into this outer zone 1. Komatsu not able to get all the way out to that zone in the chase, but able to fill outer zones 2 and 3 right there, closing that proximity to Masuyama into that outer zone 4 to the finish. Here we are, Masuyama once again dipping a tire right there in outer zone 1. Close right there to outer zone 2, but then outer zone 3 dipping 2 tires. Komatsu keeping it on track through those zones, but unable to get all the way out to that outer zone 1 in the chase position.
Yeah, so now we were talking, and he had to shallow up actually at before the right outside zone 4 too. But we were talking about this outside zone 3. A lot of drivers were like, is it bad to dip a tire? Is it do this, do that? You know, and yes, it's not good to dip tires, but if you have to make a good run and if you dip 2 tires, go for it. But when you switch places and the other driver doesn't do it and puts down a solid run, it's a disadvantage for you. So that's a risk that everybody's taking. It's not like we're allowing it and saying, yeah, go ahead and dip tires everywhere. If you want to make it look dynamic, great. But if the other car does the same thing but stays within the track, who's supposed to get the win? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a number of things put together that we have to look into. And sometimes things may not seem the way it is, but I mean, we do watch a lot of replays. So, but you know, at the end, we're wrong anyway. So the judges are wrong.
You have a good point there.
Sean's not even awake, so yeah.
But no, you have a good point, though. This is entertainment, but at the same time, it comes down to this is a professional. They're professionals at the highest level of their driving, so we need to see them be able to place their cars in these difficult spots on this track. All right, here we are. Yuta Komatsu is going to be in the lead this time with Komatsu Racing, going against the Good Ride Motorsports GR Yaris with Wataru Masuyama.
Yeah, so that was a sizable. I was talking to Sean about the mistake Komatsu did in the chase position from outside zone 3 to 4. He had to make the correction in the steering. Let's go ahead and see what Masuyama's got. Masuyama.
Right there on him, bringing it around to this outer zone 3. Has to close in, keeping it on the track here through outer zones 2 to outer zone 3. Nice job in that chase by Masuyama, cleaning up his chase run this time.
Masuyama was just in the smoke. He was getting caked onto his face. Yeah, he was close overall.
Yeah, very clean chase by Masuyama.
See, Masuyama's able to do this. Should have done it in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. This might be an easy one because both of the drivers did a good job in the lead, and we're just going to compare the chase, and it's pretty obvious where one driver was a lot closer than the other and less mistakes.
Yeah, they're bringing it around.
Oh, man, and just imagine if Masuyama moves on. This is a tongue twister for you. It's Matsuyama versus Masuyama.
Oh, man, I'm going to mess that up. But, hey, bear with me on that. I'll just go with Wataru and Hokuto. There we are. Let's go. Nishida going left. Adriana going left. Imamura is going to be going left. All three judges going left. So Wataru Matsuyama is going to get the win and move on and fill that last spot on the left side of the bracket for the top 16.
Congratulations to Matsuyama. Moving on, and will be going against Matsuyama for the top 16. Unfortunately, that is it. His teammate, Otomo, actually was on third place podium at outside.
J2,
FTJ2
yes.
yesterday. So at least they brought home a trophy. So congratulations to that, and better luck for Komatsu for the next round.
All right, speaking of sitting on third, this driver right here leading the way is Koldai Sobagiri. He got third in Fuji. Let's see how he's going to do this time around, going against Shuichi Uemura. Here they are, Sobagiri bringing it around right here. VR powered GR86, bringing it around. Look at that proximity in that chase. Oh, but he knocked himself out right there after outer zone 2. Maybe too much.
Yeah.
By Uemura.
Yeah, Uemura, that's an incomplete in the chase position. Sobagiri finishes off of the track.
Man, the proximity was looking good for Uemura, but I think he just did a little bit.
He got carried away on just proximity.
Yeah.
He was on wrong line. He matched the angle, a lot of proximity, but on wrong line.
Exactly. So yeah, Sobagiri doing his thing in the lead.
Yeah, and we always joke about it too. It's like we love it when the drivers rush back. Saves us time.
Exactly. Yeah. It makes things faster, especially doing this top 32. But here we are, Sobagiri. He's with the Shibata Racing Yokohama. GR86, like I was saying, it's powered by a VR. And then right there you have Uemura bringing it back around in the TMS Racing Team Cylon Tire JZX 100. There you are, the fans out here trying to beat the heat. Looks like the sun's starting to come out. Very warm. It says cold eye. Right there, fans of cold eyes.
Got the cold eye fans out here.
Literally the fans.
And fans.
Fans of fans.
Fans and fans, yep.
So yeah, cold eye Sobagiri. Like I said, Fuji, he had third overall. He's sitting pretty nice right now, sitting in fourth in the overall point standing.
He's sitting nice, like he's a nice guy, like.
I think he's a nice
guy.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
He is.
Look at that hood right there. That VR throttle body intake sticking out. And man, the damage that was done to that Mark II.
All right. Some battle scars on Uemura's car.
But here he is this time. He's going to be leading the way while Sobagiri is going to be chasing him down throughout this track. How is this going to pan out for these two drivers? Looks like we have a pylon touch.
No, I think Uemura jumped the light. I think this kind of shows where he's probably very nervous right now because of the mistake and everything.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully he could, take a few deep breaths, calm down,
Wusa.
Clean start. Unless they're doing it on purpose to throw off the chase car. Because I know some people do that.
Yeah, but hopefully Sobagiri's spotters in his ear saying, hey, you have the advantage right now. Do your thing. Get a good chase down. Make it happen. All right. Looks like they got a clean jump through the gate right there. Here they are approaching the 3-2-1. Uemura in the lead. Sobagiri mimicking him right there on that initiation. Bringing it into this outer zone 1. Swinging into this outer zone 2. Sobagiri's got to keep that close proximity. Looks like he's keeping a safe distance, but trying to push along still, not ending the smoke trail.
I wish Uemura drove his chase like he did his lead right now, because that was a very nice lead run by Uemura.
Yeah. But like you said, it looks like he bit off too much in outer zone 2, positioning him very bad. But there you go right there. Nice lead by him, bringing it back around right on the edge of the track too on that outer zone 3. But unfortunately, Sobagiri had a little bit of an advantage on that run with the situation Umar did to his vehicle on his chase. And here we are. Nishida is going to be going left. You have Adriana going left and Imamura. So all three judges going left right there. Koldai Sobagiri is going to get the win and fill that spot for the top 16.
Congratulations to Sobagiri. Moving on, the number 3 qualifier from yesterday's qualify. A good job by him in the lead in the chase position. Uemura, better luck next time, but that was a great lead run by Uemura, so we know he has it. He just has to show it at the right time.
Exactly. Next driver's at the line right here. The 2022 Thailand Drift Champion. You got number 56, Ming Ming, sitting there on the right, while you have the man that's been around since day one, 10 years in the making right now, number 38, Tadahiro Fukada.
Yeah, this is like personality is a big difference too, because Ming Ming is 18. He's very quiet, calm. Fukada, kind of, funny, fun, loud, older gentleman.
And Fukada's daughter competed yesterday. She's around the same age as him. So here he is coming around. Ming Ming's leading the way, filling the outer zone 1 to the outer zone 2 here. Fukada struggling a little bit in that chase, trying to close that proximity to Ming Ming.
Yeah, Ming Ming did a good job up until the transition. Dipped those 2 tires at outside zone 3, but not bad. Fukada, like you said, the proximity is a big thing where he could not close the gap after the outside zone 1. He kind of gets left, and it doesn't look like Ming Ming's trying to run away, but Fukada having a hard time trying to get closer to the lead driver. Looking at the drone, chasing these vehicles, you can see the gap that they have in between the cars. And I know when you're sitting in the car and driving, it doesn't feel as far. It's weird. It's when you're chasing a car and you think you're doing okay.
Yeah.
When you look at the video later, you're like, oh wow, I'm kind of far.
Being in the moment, it feels like you're right there up against them.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of things are happening at very fast. Oh, there you go. There's something Y.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh, DIY.
Yeah. Oh, the DIY girl's not there. Oh, she's right there at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah,
she's got the other 3 girls. You guys do the hand signal. I'll just sit here and do the heart.
But yeah, Ming Ming is with Mr. DIY, Linglong Tire Drift, Team Orange. Repping out here, like I said, he was the 2022 Thailand Drift Champion. Coming out here competing, trying to make a mark for himself. We'll see how it's going to go this time around. While Tadahiro Fukada in the Tanaba SSR Team Dunlop JZX 100, how he's going to do in the lead this time. Ming Ming's in the chase. See Ming Ming do some close proximity chasing.
Yeah, Fukada from day one. The only driver here that's here from day one. That's Japan.
All right, here he is bringing it around. Fukada coming into this outer zone 1 right there on the rumble strip. Ming Ming taking a little bit away on that angle in the chase, bringing it into this outer zone 2, trying to step it back up. Oh, Ming Ming dropping multiple tires right there in that outer zone 3.
Wow. Now, I did not see that coming, but you never know what's going to happen until you see the vehicles switch places. Fukada doing a good job at outside zone 1. Ming Ming taking a shallower line at outside zone 1. Fukada makes it all the way out to the outside zone 2. And he does dip 2 tires, gets very deep into outside zone 2. But right in the chase position, Ming Ming dips multiple tires, and that was kind of an obvious 3 tire. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Yeah, the big thing from the start right here, Ming Ming took a little bit out of his, you can see right there, his angle in that outer zone 1 in the chase. Trying to compensate and keep that close proximity, but look, right there, too much. He might have pushed it too hard, leaving that outer zone 2 to the outer zone 3, finding himself in a bad position, 3 tires off on the track. Here's a drone chase. We'll see who the winner is going to be between these two. Ming Ming in the S15, or is it going to be Fukada in the JZX 100 Mark II? Here we are. Nishida is going to be going right. Adriana is going to be going right. Imamura Also going right there, Tadahito Fukada is going to get the win and move on to the top 16.
Man, Ming kind of blew it at the outside zone 3, but this is life. You know, this is the way, you know, drifting goes, and one small mistake can get you. There you go. Kanta looks sad, cheering on his teammate. Kanta also getting knocked out by Yukio Fausto at top 32. So that's 2 drivers knocked out. And unfortunately for the Team Orange drivers, Suenaga and Kohashi is going to have to play cutthroat there, see who's going to move on. So they're going to only have one guy have a possibility in their team to make it to the top.
All right, here we are. This kid right here leading the points in the Cusco Racing GR86. You got Hiroya Minoa leading the way, but man, look at this car racing against him. New facelift.
Yeah, car looks good.
Beautiful looking car. Konosuke Fujimoto. Same car, but just new exterior build that he did to it. So we're going to see if he's going to represent with that new build with this aggressive driving on how aggressive the car looks. But man, I got to say, this kid copy-pastes every run that he does. Here he is bringing around Hiroya Minoa, filling the outer zone 1. It looks like Fujimoto struggling to keep that close proximity. Nice job by the lead, bringing it back around, dipping 2 tires, but still huge angle by that lead driver. And I got to say, that's going to be tough to follow.
Yeah, that's a pretty good lead run by Minoa. And like you said, copy-paste. He just keeps doing the same thing over and over, and he has no problem doing that. And nice flick at the outside zone 3. It looks like it was a little late on the flick, but overall looks like a very chaseable lead run. And Fujimoto trying to keep the pressure on, but cannot, and has to dive in a lot at the outside zone 3 to 4 area and cheat the line. So watching, I'm not even watching the lead car anymore. I'm watching the chase with the proximity, shallow angle, and having to cheat the line a little bit at outside zone 1 and going to the 3 to 4 area. But we're going to have to see what Minoa is going to do in the chase position.
Yeah, Minoa, very impressive how young he is and everything. We talk about it every single time, but it's very impressive, the skill and the progression that we see out of him every round. And he literally does. He dissects the track and he does what he needs to do to make sure his car is positioned in the right spot for the track. And as you can tell, the GR Yaris, it doesn't have a huge, you know, rear bumper area, so he really has to throw the car into those zones and get deep into those zones due to the fact how the car is set up. But here he is. He's going to be in the chase. Fujimoto is going to be in the lead this time.
So now Minoa is going to give chase, and Fujimoto, see what he's got.
Exactly. So here we are. Leaving the chicane now. Fujimoto in the lead. Rocking the D-S15, bringing it around into this outer zone 1. And here we are. Time to turn up for Minoa, bringing it around to this outer zone 2. Got to close that proximity to Fujimoto. Looks like he's fallen a little bit behind through that outer zone 3 to the finish.
Wow. Did not see that coming either.
Nope. He usually attacks, but we'll see.
Yeah, Fujimoto's doing a great job in the lead position. Minoa taking a shallower line at outside zone 1. And it looks like Fujimoto is doing a good job in the lead too. So, yeah, we're just going to have to look at the mistakes that the chase cars have, proximity. And it looked like earlier when Fujimoto was chasing, he had to cheat some line, but he caught up at the end. Looks like Minoa is cheating the line as well, but he was closer at the beginning, but it doesn't look like he was able to get any closer.
Yeah, it was pretty consistent all the way around. Like you said, we weren't expecting this. Usually Minoa attacks every single time, but I'm not sure why he kind of held back a little. I mean, you could see he was trying the whole time. The smoke trail doesn't stop behind Minoa, but unfortunately, this is going to be a toss-up between these two. Let's see the lead-to-lead, chase-to-chase. Here they are bringing it around.
Yeah, both drivers cheating. I'm just looking at the chase. Both drivers cheating to outside zone 1. Both of them going to outside zone 2. And both of them, the proximity gets closer for Fujimoto when he's in the chase, but the proximity in Minoa doesn't really change.
Yeah, so we'll see here. Here they are coming back around.
A tire dip at the outside zone 1 by Minoa. Both of them dipping tires. A little bit of wavering by Minoa in the lead position. It's going to be a close one.
So we'll see. Waiting for the final inputs, and here we are. Looks like we have a verdict on what is going to happen. I see one more times by y'all. We'll see what the actual call is. Nishida is going to go with a one more time. Adriana is going to be going one more time, and Imamura is going to be going one more time. We are going to see a one more time battle between these two. Second to last final battle.
Look at this. Fujimoto, one more timing against the series, the points leader, the series. Minoa not being able to close the gap, making multiple mistakes in the chase position as well. Fujimoto closing the gap, but giving him too much space in the beginning. There's a few things here and there that both the drivers made mistakes, small mistakes here and there, and all added up, it's close enough to be a one more time. But hopefully, not the kind of one more time we want to see. Hopefully one of the drivers, or both of the drivers, can get their stuff together.
And here we are. It should have been the last battle. I could have been eating after this, but unfortunately Robbie's holding me back. Yusuke Kusaba right here, leading the way against Hiroka, coming around outer zone 1 here. Let's see him rip. Kusaba filling that zone, bringing it into this outer zone 2 here. Nice job in the lead. Let's see that flick back around through the outer zone 3. The chase right there behind him, keeping pretty decent proximity to Kusaba.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive run by both of the drivers. Kusaba initiating outside zone 1, fills it. Looks like Hiroka filling it as well. A little bit shallower in the angle, but in the switchback, after the switchback, looks like Kusaba doesn't make it all the way out to the outside zone 1. I'm sorry, not 1, 4. I'm gonna have to see the drone view, but I think never mind. I think he did pretty good on the outside zone on the line. So in the lead position, not so many mistakes by the lead driver Kusaba in the chase. Hiroka pressuring Kusaba all the way to the end. So this is going to be very, very interesting because now it's all up to Hiroka. Is he going to be able to do better, the same or even better than Kusaba in the lead position? And as you saw right now, the drone's view, it looks like Hiroka got pretty close to Kusaba after leaving outside zone 2 area in the switchback and not making major mistakes, because when you get that close, it is hard to determine where to do transition from outside zone 2 to 3. And we saw a lot of drivers that dip more than 3 tires in the chase position going to the outside zone 3, and Hiroka did not do that. So now it's really up to Kusaba. Is he going to be able to hang on or even get closer than where Hiroka was when he was chasing Kusaba?
Kusaba's been doing a phenomenal job in this car. We're going to have to see how he's going to turn it up here for the chase, because he's definitely going to have to turn it up. Hiroka, he's actually looks like a 2 GR86 battle, but it's actually not. Hiroka's actually a 8.6 the gen before with a facelift of the new GR86 battle body kit. Here they are coming into 3-2-1. Looks like Kusaba's way outside right there, bringing in this outer zone 1, matching the angle right there through outer zone 1, bringing it into this outer zone 2, into this switchback to this outer zone 3 here. And it's been pretty consistent all the way through with the proximity by Kusaba in the chase. Not making it easy for these judges right here. Hiroka struggling right there to get all the way out to outer zone 2. Left a little bit out there. Nice job in the outer zone 3. But Kusaba, if he could have just turned it up a little bit more to close that proximity that he had between him. But you can see right here, the replay bird's eye view. Nice mimic and everything, but unfortunately, he just couldn't dial it in and close the proximity to him the second half of that track. And, you know, for the lead, too, it wasn't the most aggressive run we've seen. It seemed pretty safe. Not crazy angle through outer zone 2. Not a huge flick through the outer zone 3. So here's a lead to lead, chase to chase between these two. And you can see bringing them back around, both about fairly the same proximity to one another. Swinging it back to outer zone 4 here. So yeah, that's going to be a close call for these judges. We'll see. We're down to our last 2 battles. We have a one more time battle before the second to last, and then this is supposed to be the last right here. Who's going to come on top? Is it going to be a one more time? Is it going to be Yusuke Kusaba in the Cusco Racing GR86 or Hideo Hiroka in his 86? This is a replay side-by-side view between these two. You can see Kusaba from the start was more aggressive, closing that proximity to him. There you are. Nishida is going to be going with a one more time. Adrian is going with a going left, and Imamura is going to be going left. So look at that. Yusuke Kusaba is going to be getting the win. Moving on, filling that last spot on the right side of the bracket into the top 16, but who is he going to battle against? Is it going to be the points lead, Hiroya Minoa, which is a teammate of him? There's the Cusco girls right there. Or is it going to be Konosuke Fujimoto? We'll see here. They're still waiting, anticipating the next battle. It's going to be with the teammate right here, Hiroya Minoa. But yeah, we'll get the explanation from Robbie on the look that he had for the one more time between the two. And there you are. Looks like we have a guy in the background photo. There you go, the crowd right there. Teammates cheering on. You have Kanta right there with the Umbrella Girls watching it. Second best view in the house. We have the best view in the house. So those of you that were wondering, we're actually located right behind Outer Zone 1. There's more fans out there. Look at that, checking it out, possibly watching the live stream on their phone. But yeah, we're about 100 feet in the air looking down at Outer Zone 1, and we have the bird's eye view almost of all these zones. But yeah, let's get Robbie's explanation on this one more time.
Well, I mean, I was obviously wrong, so you don't want the explanation. No, I thought it was closer because both of the drivers had their fair share of mistakes, and also there was nothing too impressive by any of the drivers. Both of the drivers ran, a shallower line here, shallower line there. I thought that Kusaba was a little shallow on the outside zone 2 in the chase position, but also in the lead position, it looked like Hiroka was a little bit more shallow in angle outside zone 1 area. But I think what and there was wavering when Kusaba was chasing from the outside zone 3 to 4, and there's multiple things that we looked at. But the other judges saw that in the lead position, it looks like Kusaba filled the outside zone a little bit better, like outside zone 2. He did a little bit better of a job at outside zone 2 than Hiroka. So it really came down to something that very, very small. So. But that's good. We have a winner here. Unfortunate to Hiroka. He's a veteran. He's been in the game for a long time, so he knows. But these are the times where you can't just kind of hold back. You have to just give it your all and to make a statement there to get the win.
Exactly, but we're going to see, is he going to be battling it out against his teammate, Minoa, or is Fujimoto going to be able to capitalize? Because like we said, we saw Minoa go. It was unlike him having that chase run. He kind of left too much out there, too much proximity. Usually he turns up and makes it happen. So not sure what happened there, but Fujimoto, beautiful looking car coming out here, keeping a decent proximity, but playing it safe also.
I think we have to come up with a solution where we don't let the drivers hold back at the top 32, because it seems like a lot of guys are kind of taking it easy at first. And then when they get it one more time, they're like, oh, I got to get my stuff together.
Yeah, I got to turn it up.
And yeah, they turn it up. So
it's
just like qualifying that we have here, where the first qualifying run, everybody kind of kicks back and, doesn't go as hard. And the second run, they always get a higher score. And I think that's because, they're more comfortable. They already know where they're sitting at.
And then, like you were saying, the States has the knockout qualifying where you have to put out
hopefully we could change everything here where we can do the knockout qualifying here.
Yeah, we'll eventually adopt that for sure, it's looking like. But yeah, you can see right there, burnout box. This is the one more time battle. This is the last battle, hopefully we'll see, of the top 32. Because, man, I'm ready to move on to the top 16, make it happen. And, you know, I already chimed in there. Everybody said that they heard me say I wanted to go eat because Robbie's holding me back doing the one more time. But no, Robbie's checking out the chat. You can see right there on the left side. Right side's the Japanese side.
All right, so who do you think is going to win? Who do you guys think is going to win? Is it going to be Minoa? He's 13 still.
He's about to be 14.
Yeah, he's going to turn 14. So when he hits his birthday, you guys should...
yeah, go follow him on social media because he does a lot of sim drifting and all that. And for you sim drifters out there,
you might be able to go and battle him and beat him down.
I don't know. He's pretty good. He's always on that sim all the time. He's with Sim Magic out there. So we're going to see how he's going to do. Here he is rolling up to the line, ready to go. And he's coming in pretty hot, so I think he's ready to battle this out.
Yeah, I mean,
push him to the side and go into the top 16.
I would be too. So hopefully this, like you said, is going to be the last battle here at the top 16. So I'm top 32, so we could see who the top 16 drivers are. On the left side of the bracket, we have Fausto, who took out Kanta, which was a #1 qualifier, versus Tanaka. Suenaga versus teammate Kohashi. Gushi versus Takahashi, which is second in points right now in the championship. Matsuyama versus Masuyama. That's the tongue twister battle. Hibino versus Oe. Gray versus Yamamaida. Sawagiri versus Fukada. And Kusaba versus the winner of this battle. And as you see on the screen right there, those are the FMX guys. They will be putting on a show after this top 32 is over with, I think. In between, before we get into the top 16 battles.
Exactly. So if you're out here, go check that out. But till then, stick to the sidelines and check this out right here. It's going to be number 771 in the Cusco Racing GR86, Hiroya Minoa, going against number 39 in the D-Dash Racing S15, Konosuke Fujimoto. All right, they're getting through the chicane. The first half of the battle is kicking off here into the 3-2-1. Comes Minoa, bringing it around into this outer zone 1 here. Nice job getting into that zone, but right there, Fujimoto keeping that proximity, trying to dial it in here into the outer zone 2 to outer zone 3, dipping 2 tires right there by Fujimoto, but bringing it back around into the finish.
Wow, that was a good run by the lead, dipping tires here and there, but at the same time, very good mimic by the chase, taking the same line even if he was dipping 2 tires. Fujimoto a little bit shy on the line at the outside zone 1, a little bit shy on the line at the outside zone 2, but after that, after the switchback, he does take the similar line as Minoa in the lead position. So matching up the angle and the line, it looks like Fujimoto is more comfortable chasing in the later half of the track than the beginning.
Yeah, for sure. You can see right here on the bird's eye view how much proximity of a gap he has to Minoa, and then you can see him slowly creeping right here, coming into this outer zone 2, switching back, and then right here is where he turns it up.
Yeah, so Fujimoto in the chase position, what I see is kind of shallower in the angle overall, but also missing the outside zone 1 and 2 area. In the lead position, we have Minoa dipping tires at the outside zone, maybe a little bit at 1 and 2 and a little bit at 3. But good enough angle and good pace driving through the track. So let's see what happens when they switch places.
Here they are coming to the line now. This could be it. This could be the last battle we see of this top 32. It's going to be very interesting. Like I said, if Minoa moves on, he's going to be battling it out against his teammate, and they have a lot of battle time together in the sim. So it's going to be interesting on that side of the house. But at the same time, it looks like Fujimoto's definitely turned it up with this new facelift that he has. He's putting a new face on his drifting. So hopefully, there you go. You see the light that they see at the end of the run. Pylon touch is what we're getting told right now. He hit a cone, coming back around. All right, here we are. This is it. This could wrap us up for the top 32. Later this afternoon, we're going to have the top 16 ceremony. And roll straight into it, see who's going to be the winner. This is it, round 4, Sportsland Sugo of the 2023 G-Shock Presents Formula Drift Japan Series. And here they are. Oh, that's 2 faults right there.
Wow.
This is not the way we want to see the end of top 32. We were doing really good with a lack of faults.
Yeah, so if we changed the rule to 2 strikes, you're out, he would have been out.
So the chicane out here.
Yeah, so the chicane, it's the start chicane is made so that it doesn't become a drag race.
From the start.
From the start, where you give a fair chance for the chase car to keep the pace on how they want to chase the lead car. So, but at the same time, the lead car can't just blast through it and hit cones or jump the light. They'll get restart. They're out, but that's a clean start. So here we go.
We're going to see the second half of this run. Minoa, look at that close proximity through outer zone 1 early on. He's got to keep it all the way through. This is what we were looking for the last run he needed to do. Here he is bringing it back around, coming out of the cloud right there through outer zone 3 into this outer zone 4. And oh my gosh, that proximity is what we wanted. It could have been an easy win last time, but looks like he just wanted to wait, put it in suspense and
we're gonna check out, we're gonna evaluate the angles of both of the cars. Minoa not taking as much of a wider line, but has proximity a lot more than Fujimoto did when he was in the chase position. Now, very clean lead run by Fujimoto, not dipping any tires. So if this becomes a lead-to-lead, chase-to-chase, one car might have the lead and one car might have the chase. But at the same time, it's not all even because it really depends on how much of a lead, or I'm sorry, how much of an advantage you have in the lead-to-lead, chase-to-chase position. And in one way, the chase position, one vehicle is probably more dominant than the other, more than the comparison of the leads.
And here's the side-by-side between the two.
So Fujimoto dips the tire at outside zone 1.
Both dip tires at 3. But the proximity that Minoa sacrificed from the start in outer zone 1. Let's see again right here. Fujimoto lacking proximity through that, barely getting out to that outer zone 1. Minoa right on that fine edge of the outer zone 2. So we'll see what the determination is.
Man,
are we going to see it
close.
one more time, or are we going to wrap this top 32 up? And here we are. Nishida is going to be going left. Adriana is going to be going left, and right there, all 3 judges are going to be going left. There you are, last one. Hiroya Minoa gets the win, moving that last spot into the top 16.
But I have to say, that was very, very close, and hands down to Fujimoto for putting up a good fight against the current
points leader right now.
And that could have been another one more time really easily, and also that could have been even going the other way around for Fujimoto too. So this is where Fujimoto can learn to push it a little bit more, and I think Minoa did a good job on sacrificing some of the line to get to the proximity. Now we don't want to see that all the time. We want to see the chase the lead car on the right line all the time, but at the same time, Fujimoto dipping a tire at outside zone 1, going a little bit too wide, could have something to do with the positioning of Minoa's vehicle. But keeping the pressure on from the beginning, good job by Minoa. Tough luck for Fujimoto. See big things coming for this driver in the near future.
Exactly, but what a top 32 today. We have beautiful weather, 1. We always want that. Beautiful facility, 2. Track conditions are amazing right now. And then these drivers right now, we had a lot of upsets. We love seeing the upsets. I said, oh, no, one more times. But I love one more times because they turn it up a little bit more. They make it more exciting. And then at the same time, we're not seeing that defined who's doing better type thing.
You know, the turning up, I don't need the turn up one more time.
You want it all the way, all the time.
All the way, all the time. And I want to do one more times where both of the driver is just killing it. So let's go on. We'll be right back in a little bit. Right now, it's
11.
It is 11 o'clock, 11:10. So we're going to start the top 16 ceremony from 12:40 Japan time, and from 13:10, which is 1:10 in the afternoon, we're going to start the top 16. So please join us again because we're going to take a short break in between this, and make sure you come back and watch the live stream again. Go get yourself some lunch, dinner, breakfast, wherever you're at.
Snack.
Take a nap, drink a beer. I mean, I don't know, go do some laundry.
Yeah, but yeah, please come back, join us on the live stream. Check us out, chime in on the chat, give us a like. But yeah, it's been a phenomenal top 32, and I'm ready for top 16 to go down because I want to know who's going to win here, round 4.
This is getting a lot
Sugo.
more exciting than I was expecting too. So watching the qualify, I was like, but then now it looks like the tandem is getting hot. So just like the weather, it's going to get hotter here, and the driving's going to get hotter too. So make sure you don't miss it, and we'll see you guys in a little bit, a little over an hour, or maybe almost close to 2 hours, but hour and 30 minutes or so. Make sure you're back in front of the screen to watch the great driving by all these drivers.
Exactly.
See you guys in a little bit.
Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.究極の静かさと安全性、オンロード、オフロード、世界中で活躍するケンダ。その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と対摩耗性、世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りである。高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ。バリのタイヤ。
40s.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
Made in Japan. Breed.
Had a brand new bending inlet all the way through, just throws up.
On the early
In a world of extremes, this is where they're refined. The real deal. Cusco.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC